Okay, I'm going to jump right into this. Uh, this is a free flowing. This is a free flowing thing, man. You know what I mean? A free flowing thought, free thought flowing. Okay. I was riding my exercycle there. 7 miles, 30 minutes, a little over 300 calories. And I was thinking back to the days when I was working at the Naval Air Station North Island, Naval Air Rework Facility. And one of the gentlemen that worked there for the same command in the same division as I did, his name was Bob Davis. An older gentleman, probably near retirement age. I was just a young guy, 21 years old. This guy was probably early 50s. And he's come in the office and checked the mail for his, branch or whatever he was out there in his shop. And so Bob Davis would come in and he would share stories with me, in the brief amount of time that he had. And one of the stories that he told me was about when he was, I'm not sure if it was when he was in the Army or something like that, maybe the Navy, maybe the Army. And I believe he was in Korea, probably South Korea. And he was having a meal at a local restaurant, local establishment there. And he's sitting, I believe he was there with his wife. I'm not sure. Maybe he might have been there with friends. I'm not sure if he was married yet. It might have been. I do believe he was married to a Korean woman because I met him at the present day at that time at a Korean food market. And he was in there. And anyway, so there he was having dinner, having a meal there at the Korean market, at the Korean restaurant. And across the aisle from his table was another table with a couple there and their child. I believe it was a young boy, probably about the age of 3 or 4. And so Bob Davis is sitting there having his meal, and all of a sudden he notices the boy stand up and walk out into the middle of the aisle, drop his pants, and take a huge steaming dump right on the floor, right while everybody's eating. And I tell you, that was one of the greatest stories I ever heard while I was at work, courtesy of Bob Davis. Another story that he shared with me was that he rode in the bobsled that went down the Lake Placid Olympics bobsled run. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but I think he said it was something you could do. And I looked it up online today. You could still, to this day, if it wasn't for the COVID-19 pandemic that we're experiencing, you could still have the Lake Placid bobsled experience, which Bob Davis did have at full-on speed. I presume back in the day, it was something he did, and he shared that with me, that he made that run. I salute you, Bob Davis. I'm not sure if he's living or not. I hope he is. We've lost too many of good people. So yeah, Bob Davis, one of the bright spots of getting up and going to work in the morning. The Handycam, high definition Handycam by Sony, brought to you by. So here it is, Halloween. I know it's a pagan holiday, but there's a certain festive atmosphere that permeates. But no, we won't celebrate it. We won't get too celebrated, too excited about it. So, yeah. Let's see. So that's the Bob Davis story. I was touching on it earlier. We're living here in the middle of a pandemic. Probably a human-engineered disease, specifically engineered by the Chinese at the Wuhan biolabs and released upon the world. Intentionally released upon the world, I might add, probably. So yeah, we've got this disease. There's a disease out there, man. When I was a kid, there was a book that they made us read. I think it was in the 5th grade. It's called A Door in the Wall. It's about a 13-year-old boy who was growing up during the Black Plague, and that story got me to thinking. What would it be like to live through a plague? Well, I'm finding that out right about now. I'm finding out what it's like to live through a worldwide pandemic, a plague of epic proportions. Hey, I try to be careful. I noticed I was watching the television, a televised imagery from around the world. Excuse me. Oh, man. And I noticed that on the front lines, in hospitals, in various hospitals around the world, that doctors were wearing 3 levels of protection over their head. They had on 2 masks, not just 1 mask, but 2 masks, plus a face shield. So, part of my duties, part of my job is to go into a homeless shelter, which is probably a very high infectious zone, very high risk area, very unsafe. I have to traverse through the center of the building. There, see, like that. And as I'm going through there, I want the most protection I can get. So I've got on 2 masks. I've got on eye protection. It's not so necessary to have the face shield itself, I don't think, as it is to protect the eyes. You don't want the virus to enter into the eye, via floating particles or anything like that. So, and I've got on 4 gloves. I've got on a pair of plastic sandwich gloves covered by rubberized work gloves, nylon work gloves. Boots, Levi's, and I go in and I walk through there, and now last time I was in there I had to breathe heavy because I had so many masks on. I was starting to feeling myself lose consciousness. I was starting to go under, and so I was like, I was telling the guy, I can't breathe this mask. But I gathered myself together and got through it, got out there, did what I had to do, and left. So That was approximately 5 days ago. I got another 6 or 7 days to go before I figure I'm home free from that particular episode. You know, you got the incubation period and everything, so you got to be really careful. I've got a jar of earplugs. These are Max Ultra Soft 33 decibel earplugs. Just right for sleeping. Brought to you by Max Earplugs. This is not monetized in any way. I don't believe in monetization. Besides, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can monetize, you know, anything. So, you know. Anyways, I'm probably going to think of something really brilliant to say after I check out here. Perhaps I'll do something else. Can always add to it later. Yeah! Alright. Gonna go see if I can do some kind of manipulation to this and all that and produce it and post it. Yeah. Bob Davis. Right on.